Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz, TGIF, and happy Friday. Okay, so as you can tell, there's a bit of a new setup today. We had tried implementing, I should speak for myself, I tried implementing some DSLR work in the past. Wasn't quite set up for it at the time, but I'm using OBS actually for the first time. And this seems to be the right kind of setup whereby I should be able to deliver to you guys a little bit more raw, somewhat unedited, but kind of live feed, authentic news coverage, and then can work kind of behind the scenes on some more produced work for videos that relates to either price analysis or other stuff throughout the day. So we're just kind of testing this out. Again, I am using OBS. So for any of you out there in the Altcoin Buzz army that are familiar with it, that are proficient with OBS, bear with me. We're going to have to smooth out some of the wrinkles as I adjust to it. But if you have any tips or tricks or anything of that nature, then I'd be very happy to learn and adapt and improve my game here. But with that being said, that out of the way, and yes, feel free to make jokes about, the fact that I need a haircut pretty desperately, in fact. Let's move on here. We're looking at a very green market today, and we have some star performers. We're going to take a deeper look at Binance Coin, Binance Smart Chain, with some unbelievable figures that we're going to be taking a look at later in this video. But across the board, with the exception of the last hour, things are dipping a little bit, but we have some very strong price performance here on this Friday, on this 9th of April. We're going to be discussing in this video, guys, a lot of our favorites, including Crypto.com, including Chiliz, Terra, Virtua is in the news, Bondly Finance is in the news, Polygon, formerly known as MATIC, we'll be discussing that project, AIOZ, Badger, and some other ones. We'll also take a look at the pretty important banking news that has emerged in these last 24 hours. So as per usual, in the last third or so of the video, we'll take a look at the macro, mass adoption, Bitcoin, high-level news, really. Guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and altcoin coverage, of course, then be sure to like and subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. Okay, we're kicking off with some news out of Coinbase today on this Friday. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, we covered all of the very impressive metrics out of Coinbase, including the fact that they generated $1.8 billion in revenue in Q1 of this year, 2021. For context, that's more than they generated in all of last year's 4 quarters in 2020. They also have, as it turns out, 4 times the user base of Robinhood. So for everybody that thought that, yeah, Coinbase is in pretty good shape, we now have kind of like a hyperbolic version of that estimation. Coinbase is just absolutely firing on all cylinders. And that's something that's been made apparent now, not only to those of us in the cryptocurrency space, but the rest of Wall Street as well, the rest of the bigwig investors that maybe weren't previously paying attention. So it's extremely relevant. We have here at Coinbase on Twitter, they've just joined the DeFi Alliance, which is an open association supporting DeFi, decentralized finance startups. And they look forward to working together to grow the crypto economy. Diving into this story a little bit here, we're on Coindesk.com. So Coinbase joins DeFi Alliance ahead of public listing. The Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, said in the firm's earnings call earlier in the week that providing access to DeFi apps would be a priority for Coinbase going forward. Here's a quote. Coinbase has been hugely influential in growing the adoption of crypto globally. DeFi Alliance partner Jacob Franek told CoinDesk via email, "We share the same mission by creating an open financial system and see DeFi playing a critical role. So it was natural to want to work together to educate and support DeFi startups and institutions." All right, very good news. That's great. Moving right along here, we have Crypto.com. They're in the news with this very, to me, exciting and appealing partnership here. Shop at Amazon, eBay, and Walmart via shopping.io with Crypto.com Pay. So a pretty key collaboration here, Shopping.io, which itself is on fire. Price is actually down a little bit today for one reason or another, but they've just had a meteoric last few months here. And Crypto.com, obviously one of our favorites on the channel. So with this partnership, you can enjoy an additional 5% discount on purchases. You can earn up to 10% back in pay rewards. USD 20 US dollars shipping fee discount for orders outside of the US. And Crypto.com now doing pretty nicely, actually. You can see here up 6.1% on the day. Their token is CRO. Not too bad. As always, guys, if you want to avail yourself of an MCO, or I guess now CROcrypto.com credit card, the metallic Visa card, you can check our link down in the comments below. Actually, it's in the description. You can check both the comments as well as the description. But, if you want to get yourself into the cryptocurrency space with the best crypto credit card in the game, use our link, use our code. It is very simply AB. You'll get $25 loaded onto the card for free. You guys get $25, we get $25. It's a win-win all around. You guys can read more about this development as well on blog.crypto.com. So crypto.com pay and Shopping.io exclusive promotion. Seems like a pretty organic partnership in my opinion. Another one of our favorites here, Chiliz, ticker CHZ, is in the news. You can now utilize your PFL fan token share of influence today, CHZ. CHZ, Chiliz, is another project. They're up a little bit, 1.6% on the day. Here's the idea. Professional Fighters League ask PFL fan token holders to choose main event for season kickoff. And this is, to me, the appealing aspect of what some of these fan tokens can do. Really have a bottom-up voting movement, a democratic voice here in terms of what people want to see. We've seen a little bit more activity out of Chiliz in the European football leagues, but now with this fighting league, with the UFC, with other, presumably, I think, franchises and sports leagues in the near future. Pretty cool. You can read about this here on medium.com/Chiliz. Here we have in the news updates about Graph Protocol. The decentralized web is more powerful with decentralized APIs. It's great to see Graph Protocol launch on Avalanche and looking forward to the dApps, decentralized applications that the community will build on top. You can read about that development here on medium.com. Avalanche integrates the Graph to bring its querying and indexing to Avalanche. Terra Virtua is in the news. If you haven't checked out Leia's interview with Terra Virtua's CTO, we published that yesterday. Very big blue sky ideas about the future of NFTs, about the space as a whole. I like NFTs done right. Don't get me wrong. I have been complaining about, some certain NFTs that are selling for tens of millions of dollars. But, Terra Virtua's vision of what NFTs should be. So proprietary, distinct, non-fungible collectibles that are associated with specific, not only movie releases, such as, we saw with Godzilla vs. Kong, but if you take a look at that interview that we conducted, it's really interesting if you think about the functionality and the business strategy behind what NFTs can actually be. So NFTs, for example, tied to specific moments in sporting history or specific instances and times within, for example, a music concert, and something that is very original to a given moment in time. Not only that, but NFTs that are more than just digital representations of physical collectibles, things that are distinct by virtue of being digital and that can interact with each other in a digital space in a way that the physical equivalents would never be able to. Anyways, it was a great interview. Check it out. We'll link to that as well in the description below. But Terra Virtua TVK here with this update. They're thrilled to be partnering with one of the hottest new projects in the space. Polka, LOKR, have serious plans for token escrow and NFTs. It's a new, exciting area which we feel will be part of the journey to mainstream NFT adoption. Terra Virtua doing pretty nicely here on the day, up 8.6% now, up over 68 cents. You can check out the write-up here. Terra Virtua partners with Polka, LOKR, to explore escrow services with NFTs. ORAO, ORAO is in the news at ORAO Network, proud to announce our partnership with Elrond Network. More on that here. ORAO partners with Elrond to provide customizable data products. Bondly Finance here also in the news. They're excited that Binance and Binance Chain, which we're going to be discussing more of in just a sec, they've invested in us, i.e. Bondly, to help build their NFT ecosystem. Check here to find out more. Bondly, they're up significantly on the day. We covered Bondly, I think in the last week we've covered Bondly maybe every 2 out of every 3 days, and they've had a very nice run up, as you can see, over 18% on the day, now 63.3 cents. Ticker is Bondly, BONDLY. You can read about that development here. We're on Binance.org. Bondly secures funding under the $100 million accelerator fund set up for the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. Polygon here is in the news. Ticker is MATIC, Twitter handle 0x Polygon. They're thrilled to share that Graphlinq Proto will add support for Polygon to their analytics and visualization engine. Graphlinq will also host a farming pool on AI smart decks for high-speed trading and farming, hashtag powered by Polygon. So here on graphlinq.medium.com, Graphlinq protocol partners with Polygon, previously known as MATIC, for layer 2 solutions and smart DEX listing. We talk, I think, pretty regularly enough about Polygon, previously known as MATIC, but if you're unfamiliar with Graphlinq, or you're kind of hearing that name, project name for the first time, check out our previous coverage on that from about a week or two ago. There should be a video thumbnail popping up now, and I'll have a card as well that you can click on. You can also just check our previous catalog of videos on the YouTube page. But great partnership there. We're very happy to see that. AIOZ Network, they've partnered with Big Cat Entertainment, and we're happy to announce AIOZ is partnering with Big Cat Entertainment. They're a Vietnamese online video company. Read more about that partnership here. AIOZ Network partners with Big Cat Entertainment. Similarly, you guys can check out Robert's video that was recently published a few days ago on AIOZ, why we think it is potentially a moonshot just waiting to happen. In fact, there's already been a little bit of moonshotting when it comes to that project. Very strong price performance since our release of that video. Check that out. I'll also link to that in the description below. Okay, so we have all this talk about Coinbase that we've been doing recently. It's not to leave the others out of the picture, because just as important as, one exchange, we have to consider, I guess, the macro perspective and realize that if a Coinbase, for every Coinbase that goes public, there are going to be others that are going to want to follow that strategy, but that are also going to want to present themselves to the world at this time when more and more of these exchanges are kind of in a positive way under the spotlight for the rest of not only Wall Street, but for the rest of the world to see. And so here we're on CNBC.com, Bitcoin exchange Kraken. I think they're more than just a Bitcoin exchange, but that dumbs it down a little bit, perhaps for the CNBC audience. Bitcoin exchange Kraken considers going public after record trading volumes in their first quarter. Now, Kraken is not on the order or the scale of Coinbase, to be fair, but I think they are deserving of some of that spotlight, some of that investor attention as well. So Jesse Powell, who's Kraken's CEO and co-founder, he said in an interview that the firm had benefited significantly from the Bitcoin rally. Bitcoin hit a record high price of over $60,000 in March. Yes, of course, blah, blah, blah. Quote, "For us, any volatility is good, but it's always better when it's on the way up." Agreed, Powell told CNBC. "The first quarter just completely blew away the entirety of last year. We beat last year's numbers by the end of February. The whole market has just really exploded." So I mentioned the Coinbase listing before. They're, I guess, in Jesse Powell's view and the view of many analysts, Coinbase are Kraken's main rival. $1.8 billion for Coinbase in the first quarter of this year, which is pretty unbelievable. Kraken is really not at that level yet. They're looking at a stock market debut in the form potentially of an IPO, initial public offering, in 2022. That's according to Powell specifically. Now, Kraken is not nearly the size of Coinbase, but it doesn't matter. Look, cryptocurrency is not a zero-sum game, and there are room for multiple competitors, maybe each with their own niche functionality or specialization. Even if it's not specialized, there's room for many people in this space. There's plenty of pie to go around. Everybody can have a slice. Maybe the sizes of those slices are going to vary a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Kraken was founded in 2011. It's one of the biggest crypto exchanges. It's got more than 6 million clients. Again, not exactly on the scale of Coinbase, but who cares? That's still 6 million clients that are devotees to Kraken. And I wish Jesse Powell and the team all the best. Why not? Let's keep an eye on that, because the more we hear about Coinbase listing, IPO, that kind of news, the more I think we're going to hear about some of the secondary, the tertiary exchanges. They're going to follow that same strategy. And it's getting nice coverage, as you can see on CNBC. So that's good news in my book. Badger DAO is in the news here, announcing Badger DAO times Fireblocks HQ, partnering to bring institutional Bitcoin to DeFi. Fireblocks, 200 plus institutional clients can put their Bitcoin to work in the Badger set vaults. Badger, BBadger, and BDig are live on the Fireblocks platform. Details about that here on BadgerDAO.medium.com. Badger DAO partners with Fireblocks to bring institutional Bitcoin to DeFi. So now we're kind of in that institutional adoption phase, macro level news portion of the video. I promised you guys that we would return to Binance Smart Chain and Binance token, by the way, which just hit a new all-time high. We're taking a look at that right now on cryptopolitan.com. So this for context, BSC PancakeSwap flips Uniswap in transaction volume. Uniswap, which was being celebrated as just like this through the roof, off the charts volume juggernaut, is now being eclipsed by BSC's Binance Smart Chain's Pancake Swap, which is pretty significant. And it's for reasons like this, among others, among really a very clean network with zero, I shouldn't say zero, but much lower network fees, very little congestion, really giving the Ethereum network a run for its money. It's for reasons like these that Binance Smart Chain is being so successful right now, is proving that it deserves a place in the top 3 where we saw it. And by extension, Binance Coin. If you haven't been paying attention, Binance Coin up 7.8% today. Just about $442, we'll say. That's a new all-time high. In fact, let's be specific about it here. According to CoinGecko.com, the all-time high was set 20 minutes ago, $440. I guess that's not quite accurate. Here we go, $442.61. So that was set 15 minutes ago from the time of this recording. Very, very impressive. Now 442.03. Binance Coin, unstoppable. I was impressed when Binance Coin was topping out at $40 or $50. I guess just a couple months ago, because that was an all-time high at the time. But looking at this now, $100 kind of shocked me a little bit. $200 surprised me. $300 was, wow, look at that. Good for you. I'm not shocked anymore. And I don't really see why Binance Coin cannot keep growing, why BNB can't soon be worth $1,000 realistically. I mean, it's really solving a lot of problems in this space and picking up the slack that unfortunately right now is the result of inefficiencies on the part of the Ethereum network. So kudos to Binance Coin, BNB. Hit the like button and leave a comment if you're a holder, if you've got some heavy bags of BNB that you purchased back when it was $30, $25, $10, $6, maybe even earlier in its history. But it's a great success story and one that's very well deserved. I'm happy to see it. At WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. We're talking NFTs yet again, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Undertaker NFTs dropped this Saturday ahead of WrestleMania on WWE.com/NFT. Awesome. I'm not much of a wrestling fan, but this doesn't really surprise me. I mentioned it yesterday. I mentioned it the day before. I probably mentioned it the day before. Every celebrity, every entertainment industry, every branch of every division in entertainment, so movies, music, sports, every public figure, whether they're musicians or athletes or actors or wrestlers in this case. Now, this probably wasn't a decision made by The Undertaker himself, but by the administration at the WWE. But everybody is getting into NFTs because it's a moneymaker. We saw it yesterday with Tom Brady, his new company, Autograph. We saw it with Paris Hilton, who has no business being in NFTs, in my humble opinion. But this is something that makes money. The NBA Top Shots model is proving to be wildly successful. Everybody's going to want to get in on this while the getting is still good. I don't think the getting is going to be good for too much longer, personally speaking. I have a little bit of pessimism, and I think we're a little bit overheated. But just about everybody's going to get into this. And then once the dust settles, I saw a great comment yesterday from yesterday's video, actually, suggesting that, I think I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something along the lines of it was something along the lines of all future entertainment will be NFTs, period. Few understand, period. And to a certain extent, I agree with that. You're going to have more and more, not $69 million Beeple style NFTs, but you're going to have more and more of these bite-sized $1, $5, $10, $50, $100 NFTs, digital collectibles in some form or another that are going to commemorate, again, very niche moments, specific instances in entertainment history. And so everybody's going to get in on it. And I'm not surprised in the least that the WWE is trying to get a piece of the action here. Cointelegraph.com. Meitu, I believe that's the pronunciation. Meitu. Anyways, they now hold $100 million in Bitcoin and Ether. After latest Bitcoin purchase, the tech company has been on a buying spree, racking up $100 million worth of Bitcoin and Ether, following arguably the strategy of Michael Saylor and Microstrategy. You guys can check that out. We'll link to this in the description below for more information. And if you guys are interested, you can also check out their disclosure form, disclosable transaction, purchase of cryptocurrency in the form of Bitcoin. We'll link to that as well in the description below. This is news that you've probably heard about by now, but just want to kind of mention it in passing at the tail end of this video. Very big news, very positive for mass adoption. State Street, America's second oldest bank, I believe, after BNY Mellon. So State Street to provide tech for cryptocurrency trading platform, U.S. asset manager with about, by the way, $3.1 trillion AUM, assets under management. Asset manager to help power pure digital venue as financial firms inch into market. State Street is a behemoth. They're not announcing this because they're now in the preliminary phases of exploring the idea of cryptocurrency. They're announcing this because they stand to make a lot of money. They've been, surreptitiously in the game for a while. They've been accumulating. They probably hold vast swaths of Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe some other altcoins. And now they're announcing this to the world because they've positioned themselves and they're in a position to benefit and to profit. If State Street is doing it, I've made the argument for a while now, just about every other bank in the world is probably also doing it. Don't be surprised. This is what mass adoption looks like. So I guess kudos to State Street. I'll give them my congratulations. Why not? You can read about that on a number of different media outlets here on Coindesk.com, Cointelegraph.com. State Street to provide tech for institutional Bitcoin trading platform. Finally, here we have Michael Saylor in the news with a little bit of positivity here to cap off the video. Capital flows from weak assets to strong. Let me rephrase that. My intonation was off. Capital flows from weak assets to strong assets. And right now, Bitcoin is the strongest asset in the world. This is due to its deflationary technical characteristics, global ownership and liquidity, and open monetary network protocol. Quoting here, at BTCization, aggregate open interest on Bitcoin futures is now sitting at about $23 billion and climbing rapidly. If you understand how powerful the reflexive loop of contango plus a growing Bitcoin derivatives market is against hundreds of trillions of dollars in 0% real yield fiat fixed income. Melting ice cubes, right? That is the argument, guys. So let's leave it on that positive note. As always, there's so much happening in this space. My recommendation personally is that you guys follow us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. That is our website, of course. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you guys enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, of course, if you choose to invest on this Friday, although it is never financial advice, never investment advice. But TGIF, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, first and foremost, the number one priority is to stay safe. Enjoy the end of your week, enjoy the beginning of your weekend, and as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.